Chris?
Tell them everywhere that you said the players at half time. General view of what you must have.
Yeah. No, first of all, credits to Brighton, the way they showed up over here. They showed a lot of composure. They were not afraid to play out from the back really well. A lot of energy without the ball. And we didn't show up at all in every part of the game, maybe except from the set pieces part. But for the rest, we were not there. And if you face a very good team like Brighton, it's not enough to run once, twice or three times. You have to keep on running. So we changed a bit of tactics, but that had nothing to do, in ball possession, had nothing to do with us coming out stronger the second half. It all had to do that the players showed a different attitude and a different intensity. And therefore I said a few things, we showed a few things, but it wasn't that I was screaming or fuming around. It's just making sure that players understand that this was not enough. And I think they felt it themselves as well.
You didn't think of other changes that you brought some of those substitutions just before when you felt the ball was risky to one minute to attack on and to be able to what you think of?
Yeah. For me, start of the second half, we were dominant. We were creating our chances. So that's why I didn't really felt the need to change something. But yeah, if you create your chances and it doesn't go in, and then you have so many good players on the bench that can also make a difference and have an impact on the game, you do change. And I don't think in the second half anybody deserves to be taken out. In the first half, they almost all deserved to be taken out. But in the second half, they didn't. But yeah, if you then have the likes of Lucio and of Curtis Jones, you bring them in. And yeah, for me, it's not that much of a risk if you're 1-0 down to bring just players in that can score a goal. As long as you know that these players can play with the same intensity as the one that started. And that's what Lucio and Curtis brought. Intensity without the ball and quality with the ball.
Paul Joyce.
He had a lot of pain at halftime. So it was not only the first half that was a big disappointment, it was also a disappointment that he had to go off because he's been really good for us the whole season. The good thing is that in that position I have two very good options as well with Jarrell Kwanzaa and Joe Gomez. I took Jarrell off 5 minutes before the end in Brighton because for 20 minutes he was already stretching and I could feel and see that he was tired, which is not so strange because he hasn't played that much. And then for 45 minutes to go, I felt I have to bring someone in that is fitter than Jarrell was during the week.
Do you know the extent of the injury?
No, we don't know yet. He had a lot of pain, but it's yeah. He hasn't been to the hospital yet, and maybe it's not even necessary to go to the hospital. I don't know, but it's always difficult to judge an injury in the first hour or the first 10 minutes after it happened. Let's hope that he can be with us as soon as possible because he had a big impact on our season till now. But Joe deserved the trust I gave him today because he played outstanding in the second half.
James, Lewis.
Arne, go back to the top of the Premier League today. Arsenal lost, City lost. Do you see a big opportunity opening up in terms of this season?
No, not because of the fact that they lost. But what I do like a lot is that last week two times we came 1 goal behind against Arsenal, 1-0 and 2-1, and 2 times we were able to fight ourselves back into the game. And in this game we were 1-0 down at halftime, which I think we deserved, and I think you agree with me. And then to come back so strong against such a quality team that has spent so much money in recent years as well, led by a few very good managers in the last few years, then to come back the way we did, that gives me a lot of confidence for the rest of the season. But I also added after the game to the players that 45 minutes of the football we played in the first half, that will in the end punish you somewhere. So we need to show up from the start. The crowd was incredible the second half. Our fans were incredible the second half. Our players, but our fans as well. It was the loudest crowd since I've been here. So let's go now for Tuesday, where I think we need them again to make sure we play like this from the start, and the fans can help us from the start, because that definitely has influence on our players and in the end on our result.
Lewis.
When you consider the first half performance and how your team responded, Where does this game rank in terms of the most proud you've been of your team since you've got it?
I think a lot of things happen during a season. So sometimes you have to defend the lead. Sometimes you have to come back after going 1-0 behind. So this is a win you also need in a season where you want to be competitive, because you cannot always be from the first till the last second the best team on the pitch. So sometimes you have a difficult period and then you need to fight back. And that's what we did. I didn't ask them to score. Yeah, I would love them to do so, and they did in the end. But I didn't ask them to score 2 goals. I just only asked them to play a different second half than we played against Nottingham Forest, with different mentality. So if things go against you, you have to show up, and winners always do. And fortunately, we have a lot of winners in our team that showed up the second half.
Last one here for you.
If Joe Gomez, he's had a tough time recently. He's not played a lot of football. He's not had much football in his preferred position. I mean, he could have easily left the club in the summer. He was at Gloucester today. It shows a lot about his mentality that he can come in and put in that sort of performance.
Yeah, that says a lot about his mentality today. That also says a lot about his quality. If you don't play that much and you come in a game where your teammates were outplayed for 45 minutes, that you can come in and play like this. And it says also a lot about his mentality in the recent weeks and months where he didn't play that much, but he is now able, without playing a lot, to play 90 minutes on Wednesday and to bring in a performance like this on Saturday. But this is what people told me when I came in. Joe is a top professional who always, no matter what position he's in, he always gives the best for the team and for himself in the end as well. And he got the reward for it today, because I think the fans loved what they saw. I definitely did.
Thank you, everyone.